Now, in the Forbidden Forest, with the place with the dog cages, there happens to be a slightly hidden pathway in this place. Well, and got further here to this this cave structure going underground, and with some antidotes. And there's that oil-like watery, I don't know, is it deliberate selection by the makers or a something like a or a not, but yeah, it's poisonous. Contact with water gives you poisoning, and not only that, it gives you poisoning fast. So that's the only chance of actually getting forward in here. If I try to bait the enemies coming towards me, making use of the and giant monsters, of course, are horrifyingly strong when they get to the. But that one's, it's big, but it's also stuck in the doorway. It can't get in. So I can just hack it apart. And it drops bloodstone shard. So yeah, being this place isn't particularly pleasant then. Mostly because of the poison part. And that thing also poisons you. Some sort of poisonous worms or snakes. Don't know which. Don't want to know. Gotta get out of the goop before poison does me any more damage. But there is the corridor to get into. So it's time for the mad dash. And didn't get through without being poisoned, but luckily got through anyways. So eating a dose of this. Reminiscent of snake. There's a ladder going upstairs. Or up. And more twisty turny corridors to somewhere else with a slow walk over this poison goop, so nothing too particularly dangerous in here. And of course the enemies gobbling around in that poisonous gunk are immune to it, which, well, in a sense is completely understandable. Big high stairway, ladders. To actually more like a built structure. That's a brick. This is a building. Looks, yeah, lots of climbing. Somebody has been digging deep, or the city of Yarnham goes very deep, with multiple layers being built on top of each other. Oh, look at that cold blood tube. and this is the graveyard right at the beginning of the game. So yeah. But let's just go through this back door. See what's in the backyard of the doctor's nice clinic. Well, some sort of weird... a thing which makes a gruesome sound and looks even worse. You shut the hell up about that. You're chopped apart. Not a pleasant. Those are the basic henchmen of the game, or mooks, however you wanna call it. Those are the worst. And they are not as numerous usually. Mostly because of their horrifying talents are just so good at making you really, really upset. A couple of big birds. Nothing but walking saucers of water, of blood. More birds. But I wonder, why would those birds be so fat, so... They seem to have added some sort of details, as they seem to have somehow mangled beak. Yes, I do know about bird anatomy, I know what a beak is. It's actually quite hollow structure, birds are light. And I have found Josephka's clinic. I don't know how her name is pronounced. Well, let's just go and start digging it out. He don't look too good. Mutilated. And he dropped a beast rune. And in a sense, this place now is much more horrifying and unsettling than most other places you're gonna find in this game. Some kind of mutilated things here. Not particularly keen on being in this place. Oh, but that sounds quite nasty, but she gave me an opportunity to leave. But I'll be back. Always wanted to try her hand at a hunter. I don't think she meant anything sexual about it, and judging by how the game tells about how things are in Yarnham, it's probably implicitly very strongly non-sexual, as in they use blood so much. Cairnhurst summons. These are actually pretty interesting item and necessary to going to one other place. So yeah, this game has lots of this kind of key, find key somewhere, go somewhere else, do something. So let's just see it. Cairnhurst summons. Blood-stained summons, 100 Castle Force in Castle Cairnhurst. Address to you. Leaves from Hemwick Crossing, so that is where the place is to be. Go Hemwick Channel, going to there. Now in the dream, having a first I will give a gesture to Doll, for she knows how to say hello. Now I will.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire?
I will speak with her. I will hear what she has to say.
Hunters have told me about the church, about the gods and their love. But do the gods love their creations? I am a doll created by you humans. Would you ever think to love me? Of course. I do love you. Isn't that how you've made me? Farewell, good hunter.
Now that
May
is
you find your worth in the waking world.
like how Doll says that she's a being made by humans to love, and she can only love humans. In a sense, it's sad for that's her only chance, but in a sense it's also disheartening, for there's no way for anybody to try to break her spirit or with any kind of abuse or violence, for she will still always unconditionally love humans. It's in a sense very sad, but also liberating, I think. But McDonough, time to go to the crossing. And here it is, some very bleak, ugly looking structure. And that road it's coming from, it's broken mess, but the ride is coming. And there is no driver for the coach. It looks almost like a prison coach or carriage. Yet there is still these nobility signs and one comfortable looking seat. Spooky. Very spooky. But still riding a cat, riding more, yeah, and seeing how the jacket clips to the shoes. And the carriage itself seems also to be quite battered and beaten. But I have been invited to Cairnhurst Castle. So now they are going there. Which means that finding of that invitation and even getting there is... It's not necessary for the basic getting through the game, but it is actually, at least in my books, very recommendable if you are uncertain about your skills. That place looks like some kind of place Dracula would live in, or maybe would find himself uncomfortable in there. Not only because of the lights. But that place is just bloody spooky. Yep. Cairnhurst Castle is about as inviting as Castlevania. Meaning it just tells in its world, by its world existence, that you're not welcome here, and and fuck off. And the climate itself also is quite unpleasant. But at least the reception is quite friendly. So it's time to light the lamp to this spooky place and go somewhere else. Or something. Here at the upper parts of the cathedral ward, or the cathedral itself, approaching the choir, you could go up, but there's a locked door, but you can also go down to try to get to the lower parts of the wall of the cathedral, which, supposed to say, isn't a small place. And there's the easier path to take down, but I'm trying to take the bit more difficult route down, for there's something of a bonus place findable in here. Just as I do some walking down. By using monocle, I am able to now see that. Actually, no. But there's a little bit of door and a platform to which I can drop, and it's not in the usual dropping down route. So I'm gonna do a bit of a well, it's a kamikaze. It's either succeed or not. Not succeeded at the 4th attempt. I didn't show it. Mostly because it's just take a route and jump. So if I could do some healing and open the doors to something. A corridor leading downwards. And this place is unsettling. It is the same similar workshop than the Hunter's Dream. So it really begs the question, is this the real place and the Hunter's Dream is some kind of dream? Or is it opposite, that this is the dream and the Hunter's Dream is actually a real place? But there are no gravestones here. And the moon is quite bright. And instead of sales place, there's a place to doll's outfit. And some loot. Old hunter bone. And all the necessary paraphernalia is also here. A umbilical cord, which is actually in a sense very important thing, but very later. And a hair ornament. And now I will look at doll. Bizarre yet also sad place. And luckily there's also a lamp, so I can get back to the Hunter's Dream and, well, tell about the doll about, yeah, you know, your actual you could also maybe it might be that the Hunter's Dream is some sort of afterlife, as in your dead spirits go here, but the living, while their bodies may remain elsewhere. But I will talk with doll again.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire?
I will give you a hair ornament, for I like you.
What? What is this? I can't remember. Not a thing, only I feel a yearning, something I never felt before. What's happening to me? Tell me, hunter, could this be joy?
And she cried, for she was delighted for the gift given to her. And mostly it must be that she being a doll, or it being a doll, she has been nothing but abuse and neglect from German, who knows how long time, and now a hunter, though she grooms to improve, gave her a gift without expecting anything in return. So I guess that even if a creature, a thing, or person, hard to say, would be to be made to be certain kind, or say destined to be something, could it be still so that the burden could be relieved by any means, make it easier, the light load? I don't know, strange sense of compassion towards digital creation.
Now, approaching this place with this weird thing like a water basin appears quite regular, but the description of the tonsil stone gave something about this place having importance, and there has been this glowy thingamajiggery which appears here, so let's just try to get grabbed by it. Let's see. Oh, something unpleasant was there. Yep. Some sort of
Amygdala. Oh, Amygdala. Have mercy on the poor bastard.
some sort of squiggly-headed monstrosity called Amygdala, and yeah, the guy in Forbidden Woods also seemed to have been an asshole. Lecture building. A new location. But there's a lamp. And I can return to Hunter's Dream. So if he just wanted to get me seriously fucked over by that horrifying thing, his plan wasn't so good. But new place to explore, lecture building. Oh, there you are.
What a joy it is to behold the divine. It must be such a pleasure. You're in my debt, you know. You're nigh on a beast of the field. But here you are, treading a measure with the gods.
Alright, why are you laughing all the time?
Are your feet as fat as your wits? Oh, cease this dithering. Take the plunge. Throw yourself to the wolves.
You are weird man.
Are your feet? Oh, cease it.
Yeah, he's very weird. He's weird man. But as much as buildings are can be considered, this place is, well, lecture building. Some sort of building of university building or structure. Learnings. But there doesn't seem to be much of books or any other methods. Well, yeah, and this place is actually a part of a bigger group of structures called Nightmare Frontier, and well, let's just go and leave at the front door. Oops, that was unpleasant. And I'm not now at the Nightmare Frontier. I think it's time to actually use the lamp to get returned to somewhere else, possibly, well, somewhere else. This is endgame places. Now, as I'm here at the Cairnhurst castle, which is like Nightmare Frontier, a completely optional area, I think I'm gonna do it so that I am not going to explore these optional areas on camera, mostly because, well, these usually don't provide much of anything. But I do most likely do show the bosses, just to show it, and I think this announcement is a great way to actually end this episode right here. So I'll be seeing you next time. See ya.